you for joining us for another edition of Entrepreneurs and Fuego. I am your guest host, Q, and today we are here to document the journey of amazing entrepreneurs, one digital footprint at a time. And we are starting with Miss Christine Bailey. Hi, Christine. I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. You are quite the entrepreneur, so we want to hear all about what you do.
Oh boy. Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So tell us what you do. What do you like to tell people that you do?
Wow, okay, that's a big question. So I guess I'll start with what I'm doing today, and then perhaps I can tell you how I got there.
It's a true sign of an entrepreneur,
yes,
by the
yes.
way. You're like, which card do you want?
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And it's funny, I have been working for other companies the last couple of years, and they look at my resume and say, why have you been all these different places? And my answer is, gosh, I don't know. I build something, and when I'm done, I leave.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
What's wonderful is that I just recently joined the startup community in the Phoenix area, and I feel as if I finally found my people.
It's amazing,
isn't it? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Everyone else has several cards. They have winding paths, and they have flipped back and forth between starting their own thing and working for somebody else as well. So where I am today is I'm the executive director for an organization called NACET, and they build startup incubators and accelerators across the state. And I was hired to build the incubator in Chandler, Arizona.
Awesome.
So I'm thrilled because not only do I get to build something brand new, a whole citywide program, but I also get to help entrepreneurs build their businesses and make their dreams come true, and that's a passion of mine.
So are you trying to learn from what the city center is doing and then kind of push that to Chandler?
Part of it is understanding what the ecosystem looks like in Arizona. So I'm making, doing a lot of networking, finding out what people are doing across the state, what programs exist, and really trying to identify gaps and opportunities so that we can build a program that meets unmet needs in the Chandler area. So, yes.
Well, as a serial entrepreneur myself, I get you. I completely get you. And before it used to be frowned upon to be going in and out of projects or completing them quickly. That just means you're efficient and you're super productive. And so what is it about this space? I mean, you've moved in different spaces, done different things, but have you come full circle yet? Are you looking at this has been my journey all these years and this is where I'm at now?
Well, that's a really great question because I'm not sure. So I ended up where I am today in this moment simply because I said I'm going to open all of the doors and I'm going to figure out what is the path I need to take, and those doors that stay open, I'm going to run down that path and see where we go, and those that close, well, I get the hint. So I recently, I kind of had a dual, and that's where my blog, The Fork in the Road, kind of comes from, that idea that I can't quite figure out if I'm meant to be an entrepreneur, to be in that space, to kind of consult and coach and mentor, or if I'm supposed to be a writer, and that's my world. So I've just kind of been running down both paths simultaneously.
Yeah.
And I had a book that recently came out in October. So I thought, okay, it was 100 Things to Do in Phoenix Before You Die. So it was wonderful and fun to write.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it was great to write. I really enjoyed it, and I thought, okay, this is what I'll do. I'll do this, and this opportunity to help build this startup incubator came up, and I said, okay, I promised that I was going to take any door that opened, and so
write
I'm doing
books
both
to get
of them.
jobs.
Exactly. So I've been writing, and then also I love entrepreneurs. My dad was an entrepreneur, and he had a business that ultimately didn't succeed, and there was an impact on us as kids.
Failure's a powerful thing, though. It's good and bad.
It is, exactly. I agree with you. And the funny thing is that there's this, when you're not in the entrepreneurial space, failure is a bad thing.
Absolutely.
You don't want to mess up. You don't want to be seen as not knowing things. But the wonderful thing is that in the entrepreneurial space, you're expected to mess up. You're expected to fail. You're expected to try and try again. And I feel as if that's a story we can take back to the rest of the world.
Well, that's why you just surround yourself with entrepreneurs.
Right.
Or you set yourself in these spaces where this is all okay, the language, the failure, everything's okay.
Exactly. And a A colleague said to me yesterday, he said, those things that you celebrate are those things that a community will start to key in on and do over and over again. And I think there's something to be said about celebrating what we've learned from our mistakes, getting up and trying again. And so I love that about entrepreneurs. And there's a path that we take. And so it's been fun at kind of helping them navigate it.
So the path word was very
Yes.
striking for you.
Yes.
So, and I mean, has this been going on for a while, as I sound like a doctor? I mean, when you were a kid, what were you doing? Were you taking apart toasters, or were you,
No.
making plans, like
That was
plotting to take over the universe?
That was my sister. She was taking apart the alarms and the clocks, and she's now an engineer, electrical engineer. But it's funny, my dad is a mechanic, my sister's an engineer, we have family that are doctors and nurses, and I said, but I am a problem solver when it comes to ideas.
Yeah.
So when I first met my husband, we had dinner with my mom and dad, and we sat at the table, and my dad said something, and I said, why? And my mom said something, and I said, why? And they both looked at my husband, and they said, she's yours now. And so I have this insatiable desire to understand why. So if you tell me something can't be done, I want to know why. And in working with entrepreneurs, I've been able to discover that often our why is based on false assumptions or fears. And by helping them understand what those barriers and issues are, and kind of uncovering a path to making it happen and creating success, that they're able to accelerate their business growth faster.
Absolutely.
So.
And titles are just not going to work for you. We've
No.
just decided. But look at it this way. I mean, when I was talking about, like, have you come full circle? I mean, where everything that you've had to experience, maybe professionally and personally, is now bringing you to where you are now. In 100 Things to Do in Phoenix Before You Die, Explorer's Guides, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Sedona, and Central Arizona. So a great destination.
Yes.
So raising awareness about all the great things that are happening
Yes.
here, which we
Yes.
love.
Yes, I
We
love
love.
Arizona and love Phoenix. And we have a pioneering spirit here,
Yeah.
which is why I think we attract entrepreneurs and people who are looking to create a new path and a new life for themselves. So yes, I love sharing that if you have a dream or goal, and a lot of that comes with travel, that how can I help make that happen for you? And that's, I think, why I love writing travel so much. You get to explore and discover and have a new adventure.
Well, and that's the thing, is if people read your books, right?
Yes.
we can travel without having to travel. I mean,
Right.
come on, most entrepreneurs are focused and putting all of their money in their idea.
Yes.
And so we can travel through and discover, and then come to you about it.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
That's pretty powerful. So what is it about the process with entrepreneurs that you love the most?
I think that I would say I love understanding. I love understanding. It's important for me to understand what their goals are, what their objectives are, how they see themselves in their business. Understanding not just what their short-term goal is to build today, but where they're going with their life, and how they can use and engineer and create their business to make that happen. And
So the very beginning stages then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. But even still, I am working with a couple of businesses that are in their 10th year or 5th year, and the owner is kind of looking at it and saying, okay, what is my big vision here, and do I want to have 50 people working for me, or am I using this as a platform to take another step in a different direction? And so it's helping them identify that.
And that's crazy, amazing. I mean, it's the journey. It can be so exhausting yet so rewarding.
Yes.
And having someone to lean on or to look to for that journey. People always say consider the source. I mean, I definitely consider you very qualified to take people through journeys. And I can't wait to see where you end up, where your journey takes you. Because as an entrepreneur, like I would not believe you if you said I'm going to stop here.
Right.
No,
I guess you're right.
Yeah, I would
You're
say,
right.
I think you're kind of crazy about that. You're going to keep going,
Yes,
Christine.
yes.
So where's the best place to find you then, or to get in contact with you?
I would say probably my website, which is theforkintheroad.co, and that's it's fledgling right now, so there's not a lot of content on there. I've been working with others to help build their businesses, so that's kind of, it's in its...
You mean you're not 5 people?
Right, no, I'm just me. So I'm working with a great great developer to, in her company to bring it to where it is today. But in the end, I have to sit down and write. So,
so there's more to come?
More to come, to come.
That's
Thank
amazing.
You.
Well, thank you for sharing your journey with us. This has been incredible, and I feel like I have to add to my reading list now.
Thank you very much for having me, Q. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
And we're just excited. We're excited that the city of Phoenix has more, or the surrounding areas has more of a great entrepreneur and great influence in the valley. So thank you so much. And with that, we're out.
Welcome to the